Hello again, Ian Stokey with Mastermind Games, back with Monsterpocalypse for one more video for the time being. Today, Belchers and a crawler from the Planet Eaters faction, and Dark Elf Skin 09164. Some of the units available to the Planet Eaters. The crawler here is a support unit that's difficult to dislodge and dangerous to dislodge as it explodes when killed. And according to the rules, it only damages enemy units. Looking at this, I may need to rethink this carapace, actually. Looks like it's almost entirely solid hard plates, with the tiniest bits of joint showing. Well, regardless, that needed to be done anyway. And the Belchers are their basic ranged attack unit. And spit out a highly corrosive acid according to the card back. Comparing them to the G-Tank, they have a few more special abilities, including the ability to ignore cover. But they lack defense. They're not nearly as high defense as a G-Tank is, having a 2 instead of a 4. Crawlers do have a defense 4, but again, Belcher's nowhere near as useful or nowhere near as survivable, I should say, is a better way of putting it, as their closest parallel the G-Tank is. At least from what I've got anyway. They are good at their blast attacks, though. And to be fair, if your opponent really wants to get rid of one of your units, he or she is going to find a way. Units are fairly squishy, so they're going to be coming in and out of play all the time anyway. Okay, it's got that on the Belchers. Let's take a look at that crawler. Yeah, I think it's safe to say this is supposed to be all hard carapace on the bottom here, with just a little bit of flesh showing with the joints. There's one more thing I can do on the crawler though before I have to let things dry, and that's Tarnished Steel 09206. Just a tiny dot. And the crawler does have a distinct head coming out of here with distinct teeth. They're just tiny and a little hard to see, but they are there. The crawler's got a bit of a big grin on its mouth. Okay, it's got that. Let that dry, move on in a bit. Okay, next up is Army Warpaints Grimoire Purple. This Army Painter's brand. That should be enough. Just getting this on the lumpy flesh here. On the back. Okay. Let that dry and then hit the last base coats. Okay. Antique Gold 09050. Gonna have to do the crawler in 2 stages because he's pretty much all armor except for just a tiny bit at the joints. This is a model that physically changed quite a bit. There was something of a beak up here in the original version, but it was just almost impossible to see on the original sculpt. So substantial detail upgrade right there. Only 3 of the Belchers are going to get this color, because the Elite will have a slight variation. And I'm just going to pick one random Belcher to be the Elite since they're identical. And the only reason I'm getting the underside is I'm uncertain what's going to end up being visible by the time I get it glued onto the base. While that starts to dry, Old Bronze 09197 for the Elites. Carapace is the word I'll use. Nuts. This is just dry enough I can do something with it. Just touch up that bottom a little better. I'm not worried about those indentations because they're going to be filled in with the lighting effect. So I don't care if I hit them or not. It's a bit too thick. Let's just spread that out a little more. nice and even. It looks like I missed a little nugget right here behind the head. Go ahead and get that real quick just to make it look nice. Okay. Once that's dry, I can start shading. Shading. That didn't work? Huh. Alright. Okay. So, Ancient Bronze 09049. This is going to get kind of funny, but not a whole lot I can actually do about it. That's plugged up. That's why I keep the paper clip handy. Yeah. I was about shot, but I might have enough. I think I have a spare at any rate. Alright, so starting with the crawler here. Now, if I have enough, it's going to be one of those I've got exactly enough deals, I guess. Careful to avoid his teeth if I can. But I'm not too worried because I still have silver to do, and it's a darker color than the gold, so it should balance out reasonably well at any rate. Okay, and then just doing it like this is not ideal, but that's about the only way I can do it, especially since I'm getting a little overambitious and want to do it all in one go. Technically, I don't really need to shade the bottom of the feet, and probably shouldn't, so I'm going to stop on that after this first one. Not the easiest way to shade, but again, it's a situation where I have little option. I could, though, wait and do it in 2 layers, but I'd rather go ahead and just knock it all out right here and now if I'm able to. I think I'm going to have exactly enough of the gold here to do the job. I think, and I mean like literally exactly. I have to just see if I've got that spare bottle. I think I have before I use this color again. This may end up sticking a bit, but I'm not worried about that. And then aged pewter 09196 for the elite. I actually like this so much I'm almost tempted to redo the grunts in this color scheme, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and reserve this bronze for the elite units. Alright, once that's dry, I can move on to the next one. Okay, next shade is going to be, where is it, Wasteland Soil. That's an Army Painter color again. Trying to make sure I don't have too much paint on here. Lower that down so I'm making sure I'm in camera. Kind of defeats the purpose of doing these videos if you know, you can't see what I'm doing. I'm in the elite. And now Blackened Steel 09205. Tiny dot. I just need it on the crawler's teeth. Just got that tiny little head. Okay. There, now that does it. One more color to shade and then I can start lighting effects too. Alright. Okay. Pure white 09039 will get the lighting effects started. Tad more than that. I'll get in camera first, but get the crawler's eyes. And then these nodes in the body, just like on Gorgadra. And for the Belchers, their eyes, which are substantially larger. And this channel, shoulder there. And just repeat that for all four of them. And then Dark Elf Shadow 09163. Get that on what little soft flesh is exposed on the crawler, and there's not much. Is on the Belchers. Just have to be careful the way I grip them, and that's all. And the last one, the Elite. Okay. Let that dry, do the lighting, then I can highlight. Okay, now for the lighting. Blood Red 09003. Go ahead and arbitrarily start with the crawler. Carefully dot the I's and right now the crawler just is good for taking objectives and keeping them, but first edition actually had some kind of debuff. Can't quite remember what it did, but it was very irritating to deal with, which meant it was also great for the Planet Eaters benefiting from it. Excuse me. Oh, great. Not completely dry on the bottom there. That's okay. It's okay. It's section is gluing down anyway. Okay, once that's dry, I can highlight and then glue them to their bases. Okay, time to finish up with the highlights. True Silver 09207. That's the tiniest dot will do because this just goes on the crawler's teeth. And then Dark Elf Highlight 09165. I've wound up scattering my paints all over the place for some reason. Try to make sure I'm in camera for this. Not that there's much on the crawler, but the Belchers, on the other hand. Then Orc Blood, that's Warpaints again. Using a little more straight paint there to cover up a few white spots I just found. It's okay. Won't stand up too much. Okay. And the Elite. New gold 09051. Trying to make certain I'm in camera. I suppose I'm still getting used to this angle. there. And then Tarnished Brass 09198 for the Elite. Right. That is my phone, but it can wait a minute. Okay, better go get that and come back for the base in a minute. Okay, I'm gonna get them glued on their bases. Don't you just love getting a threatening robocall from a scammer first thing in the morning? There's been a lot of that going on here in the US. And lately the scam robocalls have taken a turn of threats. Okay. So I'm going to put a dot of glue on the crawler's belly here. Get it centered. That's good. That should do. Okay, well, so here's the problem. This is what happened with Gorgadra. Okay, so I'm going to blot this out. So the belly doesn't actually touch the ground. It's the tips of the claws. But this is kind of what I went through with Gorgadra, where it's a little more ambiguous where the connection points are, where it's going to actually physically touch the base. So, try again. Okay, that's got the crawler. So I'll actually start with the Elite. The Elite's bases have little stars in the corners. I'm going to first. Alright, I think I got this figured out. But it's a little dot on each claw. Just hold that for a few seconds till it sits. I managed to some glue on the bottom of my thumb. It hit the underside of the base. That bites. Alright, it's okay. Alright. Repeating for the other three. Ah! And the Belcher goes flying. Oh boy. Chaos. Okay. Alright, getting stuck somewhere, but that'll again, chaos. That Belcher will stick once the glue sets. Oh boy. Sometimes things in this hobby or in anything in general don't always go as you plan or as they usually do. It's just something to deal with, just part of reality. Okay. It's all curing. We're all fine. So, that's it. Belchers and a Crawler. This is going to be the last Monsterpocalypse video until I get more stuff for it. So, until next time, I am Ian Stokey with Mastermind Games, signing out.